Hi everybody. I'm finally getting around to doing this video. I've actually done it a couple times and it never keeps coming out right. So I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna work on my painting at the same time. So I'm not gonna look at the camera. I'm gonna actually just keep working and see what I can do. I keep rambling on and it goes on for like 30-40 minutes and I need to just get to the point. Anyways, last video, I said last week was all about healing for me. I had finished physical therapy for 1 week, and I also went and did some mental, emotional, and spiritual healing. So this is about my spiritual healing, which kind of correlates with my mental and emotional healing. Last Tuesday, I had a Reiki healing session with my friend Katie over at the Lavender Hour. If you don't know what Reiki is, please Google it. I'm not an expert that can give you the correct definition of it, but it is a alternative practice. It is energy healing. You'll have a Reiki master practitioner, in this case was Katie. She uses her hands. She uses energy. She uses her energy to also get your energy to work. She also uses sound. There's touch, crystals. So there's your disclaimer right now. If you don't believe in crystals, spirituality, astrology, any of that stuff, you might not want to see this video. But it does go with religion. It really does. I was baptized and raised Catholic. The extent of my Catholicism was just the baptism and going to weekly mass. When I was at school, I went to a Catholic school. My parents never took me to mass. And I honestly can't even tell you last time I set foot in a Catholic church. I know exactly what church, but I can't remember the last time I went in there. Now, another part of the disclaimer is I'm not going to knock anybody's religion, anybody's choice of religion. I'm not going to say if your religion's right or wrong. I think it's good that everybody has, if you have faith and that you believe in something. And every single person has a different faith and way they believe and who they believe, what they believe in. And as you've seen on the bumper stickers on cars with the different little symbols like the Star of David and the Islamic sign and the cross coexists. Why can't we coexist? Why do we have to say your religion's wrong, mine's right? Why can't we just all believe what we want to believe? And mine is, I have faith in the universe. I have faith in the stars, nature, everything around us. Can you get that out there? You can call it hocus pocus. You can call it malarkey, whatever words you want to use. But as you listen to this video, you might see that we have a lot more in common than you think. So this is going to talk about my Reiki healing session that I had with Katie. This is the third one that I've had. My first one I had a little over a year ago when my father passed away. I didn't even know what Reiki was. And she suggested it to me. And I told her what was going on. And to describe a session, it's surreal. The first session with her was about my father's passing. I had grief, I had regret, I had blame that I needed to work through. This was time to heal from death. I do remember laying on her table, and I felt like I was being lifted up off the table. Not enough to the point where like I was floating above myself and I could see everything that was going on. I just kind of feeling my body getting lighter. I could feel where she was at in the room around my body. And she was nowhere near my head. And I could feel my head being pulled in a direction. Well, that's because she could feel some energy was pulling me away, but I was kind of resisting. And she had to pull me back down. We talked about it, after everything that she saw, everything that she felt, and it helped. It really did help. And I can't really explain it too much. It's just, every session, every person's different. The second session I had with her was just a mini session, just to kind of heal me a little bit, heal my energy around my shoulder, about my injury. It was just a mini session. It doesn't wave a magic wand and take all the pain away. It changes the energy so that whatever energy I do have in my body can go over here and can work and try to help recover, repair this, and let my body heal. Your whole body works together. You have to have your mind and your heart together in order to keep the physical aspect of your body healing. So this last session was about that too. And I know she used her infrared mat, her crystal mat. We used sound healing. I'm very receptive to singing bowls. I love them. I love wind chimes. I have a nice little collection of wind chimes. This session was a little bit more calmer. When I was laying on the table, I kept having to clear my throat. And that meant my throat chakra was blocked. And she got my throat chakra unblocked. We pulled cards afterwards. And one of the cards was a communication card. Another one was a dynamic card. And it was about repairing relationships. She could feel the masculine energy in this session. And I told her, I said, I want to see if something's going to come through in this session. And I wasn't going to tell her what it was, but I just wanted to see if it was going to come through, if it was something that was considered a priority in my life. I did a cord cutting ceremony on my own about 7 weeks ago. I wanted to end a relationship. I wanted to cut it so that that person didn't feel like they had ties or obligations to me anymore. And I think it may have worked, but I keep getting signs. And it's not like I'm looking for the signs or I'm like, oh God, this reminds me of that person so much. It was that person's name. Their first and their last name kept popping up in different little forms, little bits and pieces in my life. And it was weird. I'm like, but I don't think this is a sign of saying that, oh, we're meant to be together, because we're not compatible. It was a sexual situation, and that was all it really was. We have nothing in common. We are two completely different star signs. He actually is a Taurus, and his birthday is actually the day after my dad's birthday. So I saw a lot of my dad's characteristics in him, stubbornness and bullheadedness. Those are the two biggest ones. The bulls are stubborn and bullheaded. I'm a Gemini. I can be stubborn and I can be bullheaded, but I also can be flexible. And I'm also very open-minded. I can change my mind very easily. It's not saying persuade, I'm going to go with this. The majority goes this way. And then this next week, I'm going to go that way. No, I also like to get concrete facts. I like facts. I'm not just going to go off of hearsay. But I'm a very curious individual. I'm also flighty and can't always make a decision. Like I said, I can change my mind. Sometimes I mean, I don't have to have a certain dress code when I go to work. I can wear a t-shirt and sweatpants, or I could wear a t-shirt and jeans, or I could wear a nice pair of slacks and a nice sweater, and just wear boots. It's whatever mood I'm in. And sometimes it's like, what t-shirt do I want to wear today? Do I want to wear yellow? Do I want to wear red, blue, green? I could actually change my shirt 3 times and I'm just going to work. I don't need to look special. I'm just going to work. But that's how I am. I don't change my hair drastically all the time. I know it's cut, but that's just to help with my shoulder. That's Gemini's. Gemini's flighty. We also are very imaginative. We're also very creative. And I've actually been able to get my creative juices going again. Hence why I've been able to work on this painting every day. And I probably have about 15% left. I know I said I was going to have it done yesterday was my goal. But I got a little distracted. Thank you, ADHD. Anyways, it'll be done here the next couple days, and then I got to go get it framed. But my creative juices are flowing. So it means I'm doing my spiritual healing. Back to the communication throat chakra. See, ADHD there. Anyways, back to the throat chakra. I did the cord cutting and I let the person go. And we talked about it. And she thinks it's not over with, that I have unresolved issues. And I said, well, I'm not opening the door again. I'm not getting a hold of him. I mean, I might have things to say that I feel like I need to say and get out. I said, but I'm not going to tell him these because it's pointless in the fact that it's not going to resolve anything. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to have us get back together. And when you go in and you want to get your closure, you don't want to use you statements. You want to use I statements. You statements come across as you're accusing somebody, and people are not receptive to that. All you can say is, this is how I feel when XYZ happens. And I need to write the words down. I need to say, okay, well, this is what happened. This is how I felt. This is how I reacted. And this is what I'm going to do about it. I'm just going to put the words down on paper. And then I'm going to bury that piece of paper. And I'm going to let it run its cycle. And it's going to go back into the earth. And that'll be the end of it. Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not getting a hold of him. I'm not opening that door again. He knew about my surgery. He knew when it was. He knew the kind of the timeline that I was going to be dealing with. He never reached out. He didn't reach out the day before to say good luck. He didn't reach out the day of, the day after, anything near that time to see how the surgery went. He hasn't checked on me in the entire time. So to me, that means he doesn't care. Does that mean he doesn't care about me as a person? Maybe, maybe not. It just means that I'm not a priority in his life. I'm not somebody that he wants to keep in his life. If he wanted to keep me in his life, he would have checked on me. I have another friend that does check on me. That person's been in my life for 10 years. And there's love there. And that person did it unconditionally. And I appreciate that person very much for checking on me. And the little bead doesn't want to stick. Getting distracted. Okay. There we go. Anyways, that person loves me unconditionally. And they're always there for me. That's a close friend of mine. And they respect me enough as a person. So, anyways, we're back on the throat chakra communications. I need to work on that one. That was just a matter of just writing a letter, burn it, bury it, whatever. I have another relationship that I need to work out, another masculine relationship I have to work out on. That was with my son. And unfortunately, I started acting like my mother, and my son started acting like me. So I need to break that cycle. That's not a cycle that we need to repeat in our family, because it's not a healthy dynamic. My sons and I have always been open and honest with each other. We can joke around. They know that they can always come to me for anything, and they know that I always will support them. I said, I don't care what you're going to do in life. I don't care if you go to college. Go to college, you don't go to college. You want to work, you don't want... As long as you're happy, you're healthy, and you're not hurting anybody and not being a bum, and preferably not an addict or an alcoholic, because that just opens up a whole world of problems. But it's a little damaged. It's not like a completely torn apart relationship. It's just a little damaged and it needs repaired. Those are the two masculine relationships that I need to work on. And you can see which one's more important, honestly. The one with the son is more important than the romantic. But the romantic one takes a very big chunk of my life, because it encompasses my entire being. I use too much of my energy on that person and on that relationship. And I want that little piece of my soul back. I'll get it back. I'm a very loving person. I give out little pieces of my soul to people. I don't expect a lot in return. The one thing I do want is I want love. I want to be loved. I want to love. And sometimes when you give people parts of your soul and they don't reciprocate, and they kind of take advantage of it, and then you feel defeated and you feel like you're never going to get that piece of your life back. And I'll get back, because it's actually helping me heal. I'm here at home. I don't have a whole lot going on right now, and I'm healing. I'm healing physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So I'll get that little piece of soul back on my own. So going with spirituality, this is my spirituality. I meditate. I can't meditate very long because of my ADHD, but usually before the surgery, I would take my weekly Sunday night baths. That was my meditation. I just lay in the tub, my salts, bubble bath, music, my candles, my incense, a little bit of wine or beer. And that was my meditation. It was my quiet time. Meditation is the same thing as prayer. So anybody that says the spiritual world is not real, it's fake, meditation is the same thing as prayer. When you go to pray, you go, whether you're doing it in church, you're doing it at home next to the bed before you go to bed, you may even be doing it in your car, you may even take a walk out at the park, by the river, or anything, and you're quiet and you're reflecting and you're asking God or whatever entity that you believe in for guidance. You're not supposed to say, hey, God, give me $1 million so I can pay my bills. No, you ask for direction on how to get your life to where you need it to be. Please guide me. What path should I take? Meditation's the exact same thing. You sit there and you're quiet and you reflect and you absorb the energy around you. And you take a moment to understand who you are, where you're at, where you need to be. So meditation and prayer are the exact same thing. Religion and spirituality can go hand in hand. There's nothing saying that you got to do one or the other. You can be spiritual and you can believe in God. Because everything works together. That's what harmony is all about. Why we can't have all religions just get along. You believe what you want to believe. You believe what you want to believe. Let me believe what I want to believe. As long as we're not hurting each other. Why can we not coexist? Why cannot we work together? Spirituality takes the universe. It takes nature, Mother Nature, tree of life, earth, flowers, sun, the moon, everything. That's where we get our energy from. That's what I believe in. And I believe in doing good for this planet. That's why I got my planet shirt on. So my Reiki sessions are a way of getting my energy back where I need it to be, and so that I can be a good person. So I'm not a bitch to my coworkers, so that I understand how to react to situations, how to handle them, how to respond. If somebody says something I don't like, take it. And how do I respond to that? Do I need to lash out? Do I need to yell? Do I need to scream? Do I need to work myself up into a complete frenzy where I'm almost having a heart attack? Oh, so that's what my Reiki's for, it's what my meditation's for. And it's nice kind of being off work and not having major stressor right now in my life. And so it's a good time for me to do this. But Katie, Lavender Hour, go see her down there on Broadway Street across from the library. She has crystals. She brings in, there's lots of local artists that come in. There's some painting, there's some artwork, jewelry, candles, incense. There's homemade soaps and lotions. I believe Wild Sparrow comes in, occasionally brings some baked goods in. I believe her brownies are either, they're vegan or they're gluten-free. They're really, really good. Katie also has yoga classes and pure relaxation classes, which is meditation. Going in there, you're gonna feel good, even if you don't buy anything. You go in there and you have good positive vibes when you go in there. She is full of love, full of light. She's a wonderful soul, and she's doing great things. She's my guidance counselor, and I'm working with her and getting back on the right path. And because of that, it's going to be my motivator to lose that weight that I put back on, half of the weight I put back on, and heal my shoulder, get the energy to be over here and say, come on, muscles, come on, tissues, ligaments, tendons, let's work together. Let's get repaired so that Jen can have her life back in 6 months to a year, so she can go back and do cardio drumming that she loves so much. And I want to take some bar class, and I want to take some stretching classes. But it all starts with healing within and getting everything lined up. And that's what I'm grateful for her. So this video was only about my experience with Reiki healing. It's not to discourage you from your own religion. It's not to say this is right and this is wrong. This is just my personal experience and my opinion. And if you want to know more about it, Google it. Reiki.org, I believe, is a good website to go to. You can pop in and go see Katie at the boutique too, and she can answer questions for you. Might even walk out with a nice pair of earrings or a necklace. You never know. You never know what you're going to walk out of there with. So everybody have a good night.